Have you ever wondered what happens in the moments when a person dies? How many times have you heard that when you are about to die, you see specific things? A tunnel of light, your deceased loved ones, your life flowing like a movie. Fascinating and mysterious stories that have always fueled our curiosity and our deepest fears. Yet, amidst so much speculation and belief, a surprising thread seems to emerge. Whatever the religion or culture of the person dying, the experiences reported at the time of passing often show surprising similarities. In this video, thanks to a Zen story steeped in Buddhist wisdom, we will discover the 10 things that people see when they die. And if you stay until the end of this story, you will have a very precise idea of what happens to the people you love at that particular moment. So get ready for an exciting and enlightening journey that could change the way you look at life and death forever. But before continuing, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to know when we publish new content for your spiritual growth. The rustling of the wind and the fresh mountain air created an atmosphere of peace and tranquility around the monastery where the old and wise monk Akito lived. Immersed in a timeless quiet, that place was preparing to welcome pilgrims for a long-awaited lesson full of meanings and emotions. Their faces, marked by curiosity and a hint of fear, were turned towards the wise monk, awaiting his words. The air was thick with awe-inspiring anticipation, as if time itself had stopped to listen to Akito's teachings. "Dear pilgrims," the monk began in a calm, reassuring voice, "today we will embark on a journey that all of us will one day undertake, the journey of death. Although it may seem like a dark and scary path, it is simply a transition, a passage from one form of existence to another. And in this passage, many have reported seeing and hearing extraordinary things." Akito paused, letting his words settle in the silent air. The first thing many see are their deceased loved ones, waiting for them with love and joy. It's like they know the time has come and they are there to guide them towards the light. Imagine a mother who, on her deathbed, sees the smile of the son she lost years before, ready to welcome her with open arms. Or a husband who sees his wife again, his first love, beaming with happiness as she waits for him. They are not ghosts or apparitions, but manifestations of the love that transcends death, ready to guide the soul to its new home. A collective sigh passed through the group. The idea of being welcomed by their deceased loved ones brought comfort to many hearts. Some pilgrims closed their eyes, imagining the beloved faces that would await them at the end of their journey. Secondly, Akito continued, "There is a detachment from material goods. All riches, possessions, and earthly concerns vanish, leaving room only for the essence of the soul. A successful businessman on the point of death may realize that his financial empire is no longer worth anything, while the memory of a simple picnic with his family shines like a precious treasure. A vain woman might see her expensive jewelry and clothes lose all meaning, while the memory of a sincere embrace warms her heart." Akito smiled gently. This reminds us that true wealth lies in the love we give, the compassion we show, and the peace we cultivate within ourselves. Nothing we accumulate in this life will follow us into the afterlife, only the imprints of love we have left in the world. Death strips us of all that is superfluous, leaving us naked before eternity. The third view is that of one's own body from above. Many describe the sensation of floating above their own body, observing the scene with detachment. A soldier wounded in battle might see himself surrounded by his comrades, feeling their pain but also their gratitude for his sacrifice. A mother might see her children crying around her bed, feeling their love and their despair, but also understanding that her essence still lives in them. It is a moment of deep awareness, in which the soul separates from the physical body and begins its journey into the unknown. Fourth, some visit the dreams of the living to say a final farewell. A loving grandmother might appear in her grandson's dream the night after her death, offering words of comfort and reassurance. A lost friend might manifest in a vivid dream, sharing a final hug and a loving message. These dream encounters can bring peace to those left behind, confirming that love and spiritual connection persist even after death. Fifth, many people view their lives like a movie. Every moment, good or bad, plays out before their eyes, allowing them to understand the meaning and purpose of their existence. An artist could see how every brush stroke, every note played, contributed to the beauty of the world. A parent could look back on the precious moments spent with their children, understanding the importance of love and dedication. It is a time of deep reflection in which the soul evaluates its choices and actions, learning from past experiences. 6. There is the vision of a bright and intense light. This light, often described as warm and enveloping, represents the presence of the divine, the unconditional love that welcomes the soul into its embrace. Some describe it as a tunnel of light, others as an explosion of golden light, but all agree on the feeling of peace and serenity that accompanies it. It is an irresistible call, a promise of joy and liberation from suffering. 7. One discovers the true purpose of one's life. All experiences, even the most difficult, reveal themselves as necessary lessons for spiritual growth. A teacher might realize that his true purpose was not just to impart knowledge, but to inspire his students to become the best versions of themselves. A doctor might realize that his mission was to relieve suffering, not just cure disease. It is a moment of revelation when the soul understands the larger design of its existence and the role that it has played in the world. 8. You see the afterlife. Many describe landscapes of incredible beauty, populated by beings of light and love. A child who has lost his mother might see her again, happy and healthy, in a flower garden. A nature lover might find himself in a lush forest, full of life and harmony. The afterlife is a place of peace and serenity, where the soul can finally rest and heal from all the wounds of earthly life. No, you meet the divine. This experience, often described as a mystical union, leads to a profound understanding of oneself and one's place in the universe. A monk, after a lifetime of meditation, might finally experience enlightenment, complete fusion with the whole. A devout believer may find himself in the presence of the deity he has worshipped all his life, feeling enveloped in infinite love. It is an encounter that transcends description, a moment of pure ecstasy and spiritual fulfillment. And finally, 10. The soul understands the cycle of reincarnation. It realizes that death is not the end, but a new beginning, an opportunity to continue the soul's journey toward perfection. A farmer could see how his actions have affected not only his life, but also the lives of those around him, and how this influence will continue into his next cycle of existence. A warrior may realize that his thirst for power has led him down a path of suffering, and that in his next life he must seek peace and compassion. Reincarnation is an opportunity to learn from your experiences and evolve to a higher level of consciousness. Aikido, at this point, turned to everyone with a warm smile. Do not be afraid of death, dear pilgrims. Embrace it as a natural part of life, a gateway to a higher existence. Live each day with awareness, kindness, and love, and when the time comes, you will be ready to welcome the light. The sun had now set and the full moon illuminated the room, casting long shadows on the walls. The pilgrims slowly rose, their hearts filled with gratitude and a newfound inner peace. As they bowed in respect to Aikido, they knew they would never forget his words. The once feared journey of death now seemed a little less frightening, a little more full of hope and understanding. And as they left the monastery to return to their lives, they took with them not only the wisdom of Aikido, but also a sense of deeper connection to the mystery of life and death, and the promise of an eternal journey toward the light.